Question for Coach.
Nick Gallo, OKC Thunder. Mark, your defense held them to just 14 points in the fourth quarter. What did you like about the way that your shell kind of all worked together in that last quarter?
Yeah, I thought we just had great, resilience tonight. It's one thing, to defend like that, but it's another when you're shooting the ball so poorly. We had a really hard time cracking them. They played great defense in the second half. And I thought even the group to start the fourth, we just had a really hard time scoring, but we were able to string together stops, and it kind of kept the lead at whatever it was, 8 or 9. And then we loosened them up a little bit midway through the quarter. We outscored them 23-9, I think, down the stretch. But I just thought our ability to defend, despite an imperfect night, showed great mental toughness by our team.
This is the 25th time in the last 2 seasons, so season and a half really, that you guys have come back from a double-digit deficit and won. Is there a muscle that you guys over the course of time here have been able to build up to have that type of patience and resilience and faith that you're talking about?
Yeah, we just want to be a 48-minute team, and we want to play through the finish line regardless of circumstance. I thought a couple of years ago when we lost a lot of games by a lot of points, I thought we did a great job of playing all 48 minutes, and it kind of set a tone for the type of team we wanted to be. And now we're carrying that forward, and showing great, like I said, mental toughness to just run through the finish line on a game that was really, really tough. They put a ton of pressure on us tonight, obviously.
Mark, you don't force. I think you forced 1 turnover in the third versus the other quarter you're forcing like 6 and 7. They slow the game down to make it like an especially nasty half-court game, and then you force I think 7 in the fourth. Just what do you see you guys get back to in that fourth quarter that kind of changed the aspect of it?
Yeah, I mean, we obviously got off to a great start, both ends, and then we were like in mud in the middle of the first half. We started and finished the half pretty well. Third quarter was similar. They tightened things up on you, and it got hard for us. They really force you into tough shots, and they're a great defense. So, I thought the turnovers were just defense. Our activity. It's never a goal of ours, to turn people over. It's a goal of ours to make teams uncomfortable, and I think that might yield turnovers at times. But fourth quarter, we were on it. We were really active, but the game was tough. We really had to stay in it the whole time.
Yeah, and I guess like you can call that finish like relatively strange between the loose foul and missing those 3 free throws. Just what was your point of view during that final sequence?
Yeah, I mean, we were going to foul up 3, and they advanced it with a pass. You hope to make them catch it in the backcourt. It's a good lesson for us. You hope to make them catch it in the backcourt so you can give it while they're dribbling. And they advanced it, and it was kind of a weird play. I just didn't think we calibrated it. And then we fouled them. Obviously, not good execution by us, great execution by them. And then, he missed the first one, and at that point it became about the rebound. And I just thought we hung in there. We weren't perfect. We missed some free throws down the stretch. We shot 39% from the floor. But I thought for the most part, we just had great resilience, like I said, at the end of a long road trip.
And we've talked like earlier in the road trip just about Shea's efficiency and maybe people questioning, whether this week was to the standard he's played all season, and then in the fourth quarter tonight he goes 4 for 6, has 11 points. I just wonder what you saw from him late and just the kind of that version that he can get back to of himself.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously a great player. There's 82 games. We're in the middle of this is a month, in terms of travel, opponents, the tightness of the games, 5 and 7. We have 2 5 and 7s. We have multiple back-to-backs. It's a lot of different cities. No one's feeling great. And no one's feeling great in the NBA. This isn't unique to us, like I've said before the game. But I just thought we just showed great toughness tonight. We just it was mind over matter, him included. But it was really everybody, and it really was just defense, rebounding. The rebounding was outstanding against obviously a huge team. So great win for us.
This is the fourth straight opponent, just a high-level opponent, really intense game. Just with this road trip in particular, what can you guys kind of take away and learn from these 4 different games here?
Yeah, we're going to be a better team because of these games, including the losses. The Lakers loss was a game where I thought we were a little off track, and they did a really good job planning for us. The Clippers loss was a game that they controlled the whole time. We were able to stay in it, but we saw, a real scheme in that game. The Utah, obviously they were white hot coming into the game, and then tonight, they speak for themselves with the season they're having. So, those are great barometer games. You find out kind of what you're made of. They don't always feel good. It feels great when you're like zipping it around and scoring 130 points, but you have to be able to execute, in games like this. And I thought, they brought the best out of us tonight. And, we have to learn the lessons from all these games and continue to plow forward here. We got a lot of season left.
Marcus, is there something that you see from your group when they are down, especially in the fourth quarter, in terms of what brings about that resilience, I guess, or the mindset and the mentality to not let go of a rope, to not, and to really kind of dig in the way they seem to do?
Yeah, their affect is always kind of the same, up, down. They're very even, from a temperament standpoint, which I think suits the NBA well. There's a lot of ups and downs in a game. There's a lot of ups and downs in a season. And then the other thing, it goes back to what you asked before the game, in terms of the connection of the team. We win together, we lose together, we struggle together, we come together in adversity. I mean, they just do everything together, and that's a beautiful thing, including when it's struggle and, when we're knocked down. I mean, it's not a perfect season, and there's a lot of adversity, but they endure that stuff together, and, the answer to your question is the togetherness of the team, and they kind of stay in character on that, pretty consistently.
And what was the key to limiting Edwards' opportunities? I mean, he only had 10 shots. I think he was stuck in single digits for most of the game. What worked well to just at least keep him from going off? Yeah,
team effort. It's always a five-man defense for us, systematically, and also it's always got to be a five-man defense against a player of his caliber. We have great respect for his talent and what he's capable of. So it's that, and then it's Dort. Dort's something else, man. He's an irritant. I don't think people like playing against him. And similar to what I was saying before the game on Chet, he's going to take punches. He's boxing against the heavyweights of the NBA every night, but he just eats them. He eats the punches and he keeps coming, and it's impressive to watch night after night. And I thought, he was into the game tonight for sure.
Anybody else? Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.